Draco here with MuleHornGaming.com, and I'm sitting here with Malik with Spearhead Studios, and they are a gaming studio from Montreal, and they have this game right here, Omensight, which I've been seeing a lot of stuff on, and it has a really cool art style that really catches my attention, and looks like a pretty cool new indie game coming out. Malik, you want to tell us a little bit about it, where it came from, and how you started up with Spearhead Studios?
With Spearhead Studios, wow, that's a long story because actually we've been around for 5 years. The short version is I used to work for AAA studios like Ubisoft, EA, and at some point I decided, hey, I've seen a bunch of AAA, let me start. I wanted to try something else, and there was my partner Atul who also worked at EA at the time, and like, yeah, let's do this. And I went on this crazy adventure, jumping off and trying stuff. It was intense. Now we're starting to get the hang of it after 5 years. So yeah, that's basically how we started. First we did Tiny Brains. It was a PS4 launch title, which is a pretty insane thing to do as your first game as an indie, a launch title. Anyway, we're insane. We didn't know better. And then, we made other games. The last one before this one was Stories, The Path of Destinies, which was a PS4 and PC game. And then, we won award and stuff. It went really well, and we decided to keep going and go within the same kind of genre of games, which led us to Omensight. That's the short version.
Yeah. And it's got a really unique art style, almost like a cyberpunk meets fantasy, which it just looks great. What kind of influence did you have to come up with that?
Well, our art director actually is a published graphic novel artist, so he has a nice pen and nice hand-drawn style, and he always tries to convey it in 3D, in engine, and obviously he's getting better and better at it, getting that feeling of, hand-painted.
Yeah.
And for the characters and all that, there's a lot of, graphic novel influence, even manga influence, because he's a big fan of manga as well.
Okay.
And all these influences blend together to make that style, basically.
Well, it ends up being something really unique and cool looking. What kind of is like the gameplay styling? How would you say you came up with that, and summarize it, I guess?
Well, the Omensight is an action-adventure game with an interactive story. Usually you don't expect these two genres necessarily to blend together, but that was one of our goals. Make a game that really merges the story and the gameplay. So you played this character called the Harbinger, who only shows up in the world when there's trouble. In the case of this game, trouble is basically the end of the world happening, and you have one day to save it. But there's a trick. You can come back in the morning, give a couple times until you figure it out.
Okay.
So it's a blend of action. It's the Harbinger is a really solid fighter with magic powers, a lightsaber-like blade and all that, but also someone who needs to be a detective to investigate what's happening, meeting people, fighting them or befriending them, gathering clues, and figure out what happened, why is the world gonna end, and how to stop it.
Wow, that sounds pretty cool and deep and complex. I'm excited to see it. When's it gonna release, and what platforms?
For sure this year. The exact date we don't know yet. We're working towards that, but 2018 for sure.
All right, that sounds great. Well, thank you very much. Draco and Malik here signing off. When in doubt, blow it up.
Sure.
No, you don't. Not me. Come back here.
This is where it happened. In the vision you showed me, right?
Don't you dare look at me. You've no idea of the harm.